central heating timing. So now all we need to do is to press this button here. Okay, so if I push that one, that takes us to the menu, and the first item on the menu is the program. So we're going to change the program. So we're going to press tick here because I want to change that. And now it's flashing here. The days are at the top here, showing a calendar, and it's showing Monday to Friday. So yes, I want to change those settings. So press tick again. And now you can see it's come up with our 6 time settings during the day: P1, P2, P3, and P4, 5, and 6. And it's also shown us the times which was set at. So P1 at the moment is set from 6:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's at 21 degrees. Now I'm going to change this, so I'm going to press tick because I want to change it, and I'm going to change that to 7:30. There we go, 7:30. I'll press tick, and now I'm going to change the next time setting to 9. That's when my kids go to school, so I then wanted my heating to go off then, or the temperature to go down. I'll press tick again, and now I can adjust the temperature. Now my wife's going to want it a little bit warmer, so I'm going to change the temperature in the morning to 22, and that's a nice warm temperature, and I'm going to press tick again. Then it gets to its next time setting. Now, so you can see it's flashing on P2, and it says from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and it's at 16 degrees. Now I'm going to press tick because I'm happy with that. I'm also happy at 12 o'clock, and we got the temperature at 16 degrees. Now this is where I find people get a little bit confused about how to set these new modern programmers. Now you can see that it's flashing on 16 degrees. Now if you go to work all day and you don't want your heating on at all during the day, then you want to set that temperature down low. So I always recommend setting it to 10 degrees. So you can turn that right down to 10 degrees like that, and that will ensure that your heating is not going to come on during the day. Okay, now if you are at home all day, and then you might want your heating on. So say my wife's at home, she doesn't want it too cold, but we don't want the heating to go off completely either. I could put this temperature up to say 18 degrees or 19 or maybe even 20. Okay, so I can leave it at 20 degrees, and then if the house goes below 20 degrees, then the heating will come on. So just bear that in mind whenever you set this temperature here. When you don't want your heating to be on, make sure you set the temperature down nice and low. Now I don't want my heating on to be on during the day, so I'm going to turn that right down to 10 degrees like that, and then press tick, and that will ensure my heating doesn't come on. Now I've got a lunchtime setting, or you could set this another time during the day, but from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So I'm going to press tick. Yes, I want to change that. And then 2 o'clock, I'm going to change that for just 1 hour. Okay, just a lunchtime setting, so it just warms the house up. I'm going to leave that at 21 degrees. I'm going to press tick. 21, happy with that. Press tick again. And now it does my next time setting in the afternoon. So I'm going to press tick. Yes, I want to change that from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Now that's too late for me. I want the heating to come on. The kids come home at 4 o'clock, so I want that heating to come on at 4. So let's change this to 4. There we are, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Press tick. And again, I don't want the heating on during the afternoon. Okay, so I'm going to set that right down low again, right down to 10 degrees. And that'll ensure that my heating won't come on in the afternoon. I'll press tick again. And now we can see I've got my next time setting from 4 o'clock to 10:30 at night. Now I want to change that. So happy with 4 o'clock, just there. I'm going to press tick, and then 10:30, that's a little bit late. I think the heating can go off before then. I'm going to change that to 9:40, and I'll press tick again. Okay, but on the evening I want it to be a bit warmer, so I'm going to set that to 22 degrees. I press tick again. And then we get to the last time setting. So this is our time setting all through the night. So it's showing from the last time setting, which is 9:40 to 6:30 in the morning. And you can see it's flashing on the last one there. So I'm going to press tick again here because I want to change that. And then it jumps straight down to the temperature. Now again, if you don't want your heating to come on at night, and I certainly don't want my heating to come on at night because I'm wrapped up in bed and I'm all nice and warm, so I don't need the heating on. So I'm going to make sure I put that temperature right down low because I don't want the heating to come on at night. I'm going to save energy. So press tick, and then it'll then go to my Saturday and Sunday settings. So yes, I want to change those. So I'm going to change that. And our first time setting again, yes, I want to change that. Now I don't get up so early on the weekend, so I'm going to change that to now, say, 8 o'clock in the morning. Press tick. I'm going to leave that at 10 o'clock. I think 10 o'clock is a better setting. Okay, but I still want it to be nice and warm in the morning, so 22 in the morning. And then because I'm going to be home all day on Saturday, I'm going to leave my heating turned up a bit. So from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, so tick OK from 10 to 12. I'm going to put my heating, press tick again, up to, and I keep it ticking over around about 20 degrees. So my house is going to be nice and warm all day. Tick. Okay, my lunchtime setting, I'm going to keep that the same as well. Okay, so I'll press 12 to 2. I'm going to leave it at 2 because I'm just going to change this down to 20 again, because I'm probably fairly active on a Saturday, moving around a bit. So again, the afternoon setting, exactly the same. But I am going to change this one here again. So the later setting, I'm going to change it to 4 o'clock again, like that. Press tick, and put that up to 20 again. Press tick, and then my evening setting, when I sit down to watch TV and relax, I'm going to press tick from 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock, still a bit late for me. I'll have my heating go off a bit sooner, so I'm going to say 10:30, press tick. Okay, and I want my house to be nice and warm one evening, so 22 degrees, press tick. And then we've got the nighttime setting, and again, I don't want my heating to come on at night. I'm still wrapped up in bed nice and warm, so I'm going to put that heating right down so it does not come on at night, and press tick again, and now it's saving that settings. So that was it. Now set my week up Monday to Friday and Saturday